Now, I promised everyone an opportunity to say what they thought we would be talking about at a Future of Strategy event in a year's time. How do we move from where we are now? How do we take the lessons of COVID? How do we get from there to a future where we are doing the right things?
It will be really helpful to have recognition of the ultimate financial impact that the environmental and social aspects bring.
How to achieve an equitable and fair globalization that actually serves as many people as possible rather than the rich countries and the rich in countries.
But definitely what we will see is increased collaborative efforts and cooperation across different institutions.
It's got to be an industry group with the likes of you, with the financial institutions, with tax authorities, with government, with corporates, working together to drive this hard.
We also need to start pooling together. I think expertise to develop reforms needed to bring about genuine systems change. And that's by strategic collaboration.
One of the big learnings from COVID has been, it's really put us a bit of a focus on the value of data and how data and sharing and the collaboration can really help speed things along.
I think there'll be a greater push both by the ECAs and by the banks to be involved in those projects that alleviate poverty, improve health, promote education.
But we need a trading system that fully reflects the world kind of around and is able to live up to that.
So I think in a year's time we will absolutely be talking about trade. We'll be talking about how trade can improve the move towards sustainable development.
In terms of strategy for our countries, we have to cooperate and we have to fight harder.
Brexit is for life, it's not just for Christmas. So, I'm gearing up to work on this for a very, very long time.
A year from now, it will be all about subsidies and whether or not we can resolve some of the disputes.
There will be more economic cooperation within the European continent and interest in working together there. Whereas simply for reasons of greater proximity, the United States is going to be more involved with trade in what is for us the Far East.
The US agenda is going to be front and center, what Biden does.
I think we made a mistake in the United States. We did not sufficiently provide support for people whose jobs were upended and their communities are upended by trade.
And I'm absolutely convinced that Biden has one of his top priorities, the fight against climate change.
Strategy has to be about understanding ecosystems and the role you play in that ecosystem.
The most important thing for us to do is that we need to do everything we possibly can to aim for carbon neutrality.
This is, absolutely something that's going to require not only a global effort, but just a cross-industry effort.
I think it's all about, banks and our customers, engaging early, working together.
And I think if we can collaborate across all the stakeholders you mentioned earlier, across those three areas, what will happen inevitably can happen sooner.
I don't see why we cannot have something that measures sustainability behavior.
But we need to prove the end-to-end case and get it done, and then work on scale.
The only positive thing that's come out of this rather dreadful year is the obvious one, but technology.
And then let's get behind the Digital Standards Initiative. The more we support it, the faster it's going to happen.
Without standards and regulation, we're not going to get wholesale change, we're only going to get intermittent change.
I think what's needed at this stage is for the private sector to be a bit more engaged.
So we need collaboration and we need healthy competition.
I think the key, as I've mentioned the word several times, is collaboration.
What we're going to see is the securitization of environmental change and climate change. And we will start to see these issues not as quote green issues, which if you like are slightly to one side, but as actually completely central to the survival of our societies.